you from here. You think? Oh my God. Oh my God. Tired. Last night, yeah, but it won't take long, sweetheart.
Mommy.
This tea is nice. Mick, hi. Good evening. Where want to Aqualis? My Karen.
Doesn't work.
Okay, I'll charge it. My Karen, shunglong kwai. Nani mwana sana ma comments atawe sungu sana tulena shako because abafyasha bengi abaletamba pano so no mchinshi fye kwatwara mbo kulabika mu mchinshi because tatuli fwache fwe baleitamba pano abakalamba abafyashi besu. We know for the fact that bala tutamba, and this is the beauty about this platform because temisepela fe shekesho tulelanda temisepela fe ulelanda kutaba musepela okutaba watch kashana but not kwata fyashi besu abale tutamba abale umfokfo tulelanda, which is a blessing. And I would like to thank our parents that tune in every time when I go live. We thank you, our parents. This is why
Mommy, who ate all your
Daddy, do you want? This is why you see that in Shitukana in Sele, because Nadi Shibokwebati, it's not just that we pa social media, papa abantu abakusana afya shibesu echo mwamwena. I've taken a stance nangubantu kwa I don't take it downstairs. Nangubantuka, I don't respond. Thank you so much, guys. Good evening. Kwena bushkubalelo ndiko wasakamikwa. I'm trying to not speak in English. Ndino bulanda njiwasakamikwa, and the reason I'm saying this is, where do we go from here as a country? What do we do? Where do we go as a country? What do we do as young people with the current political situation in our country? It is worrying, and we all once if Zambia, so we need to be worried. Yona Siwale, thank you for joining. Joe Bala, good evening. Once Muchalo, at the moment, as things are in Zambia, we need to be worried. We need to start asking ourselves. First of all, before we ask ourselves, or before we go out there, before we even start talking, we need to look around ourselves. We need to look at our children. We need to look at our family, our immediate family, before we even start looking outside, before we even take into consideration our neighbors. First of all, we need to look at where we are sitting. If you are married, your wife, your children, think about them and ask yourselves, where are we going? This is a question that I want each and every Zambian tonight to ask yourselves. And I'll talk about why I've come out to come and speak about these issues. Okay? Right now, as things stand, Zambia is politically charged. It is very, very charged, and it is scary to watch because it has reached a point where, truth be told, atu ukwalinso ketakwafwile muntu. So, as young people, as Zambians, we need to start accepting the truth. We need to start ukulanda ichinka, not beating around the bush, not thinking, oh, maybe tomorrow it will get better. It is not going to get better anytime soon in Zambia. Not until we all start speaking with a united voice. This video tonight is not about PF. It's not about UPND. It is about Zambia at large. Mamanaka? It is scary. Often that it is scary because I, for one, ninjamba ukumfomwenso. Mamanaka? And maybe it is a strategy to get us scared, which obviously it hasn't worked so far. But I'm not scared of UPND. No. That's not. When I say ninja bokum for mwenso, I'm not scared about UPND. I'm not scared at all. What I'm scared about is what this political environment that we have in our country, what it can do to nations like Zambia, to a peaceful nation like Zambia. Especially when you have leaders that, frankly speaking, tabakwata udomutima uamu insula. This is why I'm saying I'm scared. Because as things stand in Zambia, anything can happen. It is a matter of divide and rule. This is where we are headed as a nation. Divide and rule. I don't care if you support UPND. I don't care if you're a PF supporter. I don't care if you support socialist, citizen first, whatever. You know, one thing I've noticed about us Zambians is we tulasende fintu bulele. Tualite moksende fintu turesula confidence tika mleftamba not until chaza chachitika. Ero mwasa mwono mwabokati woro mwabuka. That's the weakness in Zambia, the weakness that we have as Zambians. Tualite mama jokes, yonse tu senda fe mufyama jokes. Not until chachitika chindu. Oh, rest in peace. Oh, chakuti na chakuti. If you're nature yesu Zambia. That's why we always focus on irrelevant issues. We always focus on umulomo. Wherever there is umulomo, we are there. Kikiri. This is our nature as a country. But as things stand, I think you, as parents, start now sitting down your children. Even if you're a UPND supporter, start telling your children the truth. As things stand, start telling them about the situation, the political environment in which we are in. The reason I've decided to start talking about this issue now is because of the way the UPND, especially President Hakainde Hichilema, relates with President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. I'm talking about these two people. We're going to talk about these two people tonight. You know, there's been calls from all sectors, from all places, 4 corners of Zambia. There's been calls of these two people to unite. And truthfully speaking, one person that I can say has really and to try and, find a level of understanding with his own brother is Edgar Lungu. Now, mind you, by Edgar Lungu is way older than President Hakainde Hichilema. But there are on so many occasions, by Edgar Lungu badi baba kuichefia, he has bowed down to President Hakainde Hichilema. He's defended him. Is gone. Why become nika cardboard? Ngabaranda to should stop doing this. Why coming away na munika cardboard? He's done that. But there's a saying much sungu. It is saying it and that. it is always the quiet ones that you have to be very careful with. Umuntu ushilandalanda. Umuntu wamusonkola alizi. Wamuchitefi ali quiet. The day uli omuntu akesa imapachipuna to say, let me show you. It will be the end. And this is where I thank Lungu for not reacting. I thank Lungu for preserving the peace of this nation. Do you know that the person that preserving the peace of this nation is Edgar Lungu? Ndemieva fiet shinka. By Edgar Lungu, if he was a selfish individual, if he was a person that doesn't think of other people, if a person that was, okay, chen to feed Monsenga, Zambia will be gone. Zambia will be done. The reason I'm saying this is when Edgar Lungu lost power, he lost power. A lot of people wanted him to petition that power. And at the time, you saw how Zambia was, including me. To actually accept. Zambia could have not accepted President Edgar Lungu to petition those results, even though there was evidence of political violence. Maimuna. But badi wonfia amano ya abufyash. No mutima to say, you know, Zambia comes first. Beyond all these politics, Zambia comes. A lot of people went to Edgar Lungu and told him to petition the 2021 general elections. He could have done that. If he wanted if he didn't think about Zambia first, if he didn't think, you know what, it's not just about me, it's not about PF, it's not about UPND, he could have petitioned those. And the grounds of petition were there. Congo is a very good example of why President Edgar Lungu could have petitioned those results. Okay? But he thought. He sat down. He thought. Because don't forget what happened in 2016. In 2021, it could have been worse. That what happened whereby UPND did not accept the results, did not recognize President Edgar Lungu. It could have been worse because by UPND, this would have been the end of President Hakainde Hichilema's political career if he had lost. It could have been an end of his political career. So it was a do or die for UPND. It was pakafie to win. So they had to win at all cost. They had to win. So they won those. And President Lungu, even though he had grounds of petitioning those results, he said, you know what? Nafibe, nindusa, nabawina. And he mentioned Papa Chitunshi, Bonze Tua Tota, Mamonaga, Tua Tota, and we celebrated. I for one celebrated. I for one danced nakawain kumino. I danced because at the time, you know, UPND, we wanted the change that UPND government was preaching to us, to young people, to the elderly, to everybody in Zambia. So everybody was up and down. That was the nature of 2021. Okay? And trust me, the young people of Zambia could have not accepted, because of the where UPND paraded PF, young people would have not accepted President Edgar Lungu to petition those results. Gata fiat TK. It couldn't have happened. Even me, democracy. Yeah? What an old man can see while seated, a young person cannot see while standing. Fishing ka. Mamanaka. What Hakainde saw while seated, we couldn't see whilst we were standing. Mwemona. Nombe chibemba chasa pundati mwana yekadisha tidyanya. Chiletukana chibembe chonji mubemba. So anyway, let me not lose myself. So President Lungu hands over power. He was booed. He took it in as a leader. That's what you do. They boo you, you take it in. They insult you, you take it in. They what if you offer child of a leadership, a public office with fire. That's what it takes to be a leader. You have to have a big heart. A leader must have a big heart. A leader afido kwata umutima wa minsula, umutima wa chikuku. Nangu bakwebe shani, even if they throw shades at you. A leader must always, always, always have that big heart. A leader afido kubangana nkoko frikatila abana mwana kasembe wa kakoma wa yasenda wa wera wakobeka. That is what leadership is all about. If you are not ready, akasembenga kakoma, if you are not ready to go and get that kasembe to kakobeka, then you are not fit to be a leader. Because you know what? Leadership comes with critics. Leadership comes with all sorts of things. They won't say if you are a leader. That's just the nature of human beings. Nobody will love you and nobody will love everything that you do. But if you're focused, if you know what you're doing, if you believe in yourself as a leader, if you believe the direction of which you're taking, any people that you are leading, a country, an organization, a company, you will be so comfortable, and whatever shades or stones that's thrown at you, because you know what? You are comfortable in your leadership. I'll get a good example of Lungu. Lungu, when he was president, he was insulted, left, right, and center. Left, right, and center. Some of those people that insulted him have been named as freedom fighters. We won't mention them. And that's the truth. But he was insulted. And he was getting it. He was swallowing. He was fiance. Don't think he never knew. There were so many insults that he was being insulted. But he knew that the office that he occupied required him to have umutima wankunda. So he knew that. He knew that's what he signed up for. Okay? You cannot, as a leader, every single time you are responding to Facebook, somebody what's written on Facebook, as a leader, because you should be focusing. Oh, what am I going? Oh, ubunga. Oh, that's what should be occupying your mind. It's secondary. When it comes to, I think I remember there's something that was said about me yesterday by a named diplomat. I didn't even see it. I've not even seen it. I don't know what he said. I don't know what he wrote. But I don't care. Because you know what? It doesn't bother me. It does not. If somebody creates lies and says something about you, which you know it's lies, why give them a platform? Why do that? Forget. Let them go with blinded people. Let them feed on that. That's what they feed. And if I'm going to be a leader, I should develop a thick skin now. So that when I'm in that office leading people, I will believe, I'll be comfortable in my leadership to know one day Mukatasha. I know where I'm taking you. One day, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now, Muke Santasha. Because you know what? When you work, things they will come and show themselves for themselves. You don't need to talk. You don't need to explain what you're doing. You will just work quietly. But the reason I've given you all these talks is because, like I said, I'm scared. I don't know where we're headed as a nation, as a people, as human beings. Because the style of leadership that we have is not conducive enough to accommodate each and every Zambian at the moment. Natupatukana. Say whatever you want if shinka. Mamona. So Lungu was there, he was good, but he handed over power as a man, as a leader. He gave power to President Hakainde Hichilema. Mamona. Lungu by chief. There was booing, booing, and I thought that could be condemned. Till today, that has not been condemned. I condemned it. I supported UPND, but when I saw that, I condemned it. I was disgusted. Because you know what? That was a moment of change. That was a moment where a lot of people hoped that Zambia could be better. And to see that happen and nobody has condemned it to today, and there was so many people present. There was presidents from other countries. There was dignitaries from other countries. What do you think they thought of Zambia when they left after that happened? It was not that you were embarrassing President Edgar Lungu, no. You were embarrassing yourselves. You were embarrassing the type of leadership that you are going to have. You exposed that because of what transpired that day. But Edgar Lungu had nothing to lose at that moment. He had already accepted that I've lost. That's why he came to even hand over power. But to put an emphasis on where people are bullying an head of state, but on that what goes around comes around. So on that occasion, for me, that was failure number one. Because whilst we preached that, okay, this is a change that Zambia needs, this is what these people, we need to come together, we need to be united, we need to bring, love, unity in Zambia, I already saw that that's not going to happen. Because of the way you handled that handover power, that handover ceremony, or what do you call it? Inauguration ceremony. Until today, most of you who were present, you leaders that were present during that time, you never saw something wrong in that. You only probably even laughed, forgetting the fact that we were exposing imibere. Chimona filat munganda mulalaka ama issues ya munganda tetu yewachite expose kumbi. Abantu nga bayisa mukutandara kula bati mwai chindikako. You don't wash dirty linen in public. So at that particular time, we as a nation, we washed our dirty linen in public. Leaders from outside, they saw that. So anyway, fast forward, President Hakainde Hichilema takes over. And we're thinking, right, this is the change that we want. Right, this is the kind of leadership that Zambia has been missing. Get to work. Here's your instrument of power. You are in charge. You're commander-in-chief of the armed forces and everything like that. You are in charge. Go and work. What happened to Lungu? He accepted. He went, locked himself up. The only time that Lungu ever came out in public is by UPND bringing Lungu in public. Every single time. Lungu wanted to retire quietly by Kanafidafin. But UPND, starting from President Hakainde Hichilema to the last cadre, have been bringing out President Lungu in public. Ndebepa. Oh, clique of thieves. Yambire first party clique of thieves. Clique of thieves. Baliba. Chakuti na chakuti. What? What? Then kwamba nomba kukonko klabo mfyabena Mary Shirwa. Oh, the first lady, for example. That happened. Nishtuto talafwa. May he so rest in peace. That transpired where the first lady flats, she was called to take. Until Nishpadawi had tutwan group. Bambo kwa kunka kunga. What? Ever since UPND came into power, they've been calling on Lungu. Lungu this. What? What? Tebu finde bepa, it's in public domain. Mwamana. Even till today, we are still okay, pesa. Hey, akabwele pesa. What? It's unnecessary. It is unnecessary. For the fact that man came and gave you to say, now pera, it's chobi. He accepted. He accepted to say, okay, nindusa. It is so necessary every time you're having a conference, every time you're giving a speech. Oh, Wadiba. Oh, Chabana Shadi. Oh, what? That's what we've been hearing. And frankly, we are tired. And what those remarks only do is, bring division in the country. Yeah?
It's almost 2 hours.
No, it's not. Yes. Mamanaga? All that, what it does not bring unity. Because you know what? Despite Edgar Lungu losing, he still has people that will always, no matter what you say, especially about 1.8, but yeah, about 1.8, but yeah, whatever you say, because, all those things that were said during the campaign by PF, they decided to go and vote for PF. Meaning, about 1.8, that move a change manu. But then, if you finish, shadi my name is Shirushidia. Shadi Kala. Shadi steady side. Come rain, come sunshine. It is PF. Because you know what? Ngatawa name, they could have gone away like us. They could have said, you know what? Let's try these others. But despite whatever was said on Edgar Lungu, whatever was said, they decided to vote for Edgar Lungu. So bada kubala bakofi bada bakule kafi bada kubala bakofi mwabale kafi. But then instead mubale keba 1.8 fafini na ba Edgar Lungu bari shafina bene bade umfisha ma memories. You start calling their leader out in public. But Lungu went. He wasn't in public. He went. That's why they were no pamona. The first time I think I saw President Edgar Lungu is when President Sean Tebo went to his house. I was like, oh my God, nice to see him, this one. That was the same. Badi, mukanwa muni ba UPND tababudwa. Ni Lungu. And you know what? This man, it doesn't even answer you. Don't think Lungu has got no influence. He's got so much influence. That's why he's got even the influence so bad. But he thinks first. You know what he thinks about? He thinks about the country first. He thinks about the country first. But if you keep on pushing him in the corner, and when he decides to push back, Ninshichapwa. This piece Muneranda Ninshichapwa. Muntadike, Mutashan in them Yeva Kofein. Aquarin Soketa Freedom Muntu. This video that is trending of President Hakainde Hichilema talking like that in public is scary. We cannot takwava. A lot of things have happened in America. A lot of things have happened but you don't have a leader speak in the manner that President Hakainde Hichilema came out. It is not right. It is scary, and it's like inciting people against a certain person. A certain political party. You don't do that. You, as a leader, you don't. You unite people. Okay, there's so much things going on. Social media. It's okay. But there are people that watch. People unlike me, abashilanda, but they watch. People that are on the ground, not on social media. If in the land, fishing car. The more you do that, the more you are inciting them. But there are people on the ground, people that PF. Owo chide kadipa, not in an Euripa mean. You shouldn't worry about me. In them, yeah. But there are people that cannot talk. People that are not even on social media. People that are on the ground that really, it pisses the hell out of them when you come out like that. If in the land of Fishinka, the war in Sudan has happened because of power struggles. That's what has broken the war in Sudan right now as we speak. The genocide in Rwanda happened because of tribal conflicts. Now move on the land. So where Zambia is now, it is very politically charged. And what a leader is supposed to be doing is to quench the fire. I said, there's an article that I wrote to say, listen, PF might have started the smoke. UPND will light the fire and it's going to burn this country down. Umuriro, now ambuka slowly. What a leader should do is quit the kwamish. Gabayambusha, a leader itra kwamish. So that fire cannot spread. But then when you have a leader, like the way President Hakainde Hichilema was coming out, first of all, let's be real. A lot of people died during the PF, both the PF and the UPND cadres. We condemn that a lot. Mamonaka, we still condemn violence. I condemn violence. But when you have a leader holding a conference around his people, and when you look at this video, you can see that President Hakainde Hichilema is still hurting. He's still hurting. And you know what is hurting him the most? He was hoping that by now, people would have stopped talking about PF. By now, people would have stopped talking about Edgar Lungu. And what's hurting him the most is that by now he thought he would have surpassed the level of where Edgar Lungu left the country. And he has not even reached half of that level. And that is what is hurting him the most. It's shinkafi. Echile karipa sana wa president. Chakwe bati. Tawachile sa pass pa di Edgar Lungu. The level where Edgar Lungu left the country. Palepa. Mwamunaka. If you feel go for them, but that's why you find everybody's defensive. Whenever you talk about PF, they're defensive. And what do they bring? Hey, Panga family. What do they bring? Hey, somebody died. Hey, Chakutina Chakut. My question is one human life more worth than the other? Is one human life more worth than the other? Are we not equal by the law, by our constitution, as a people? No human life should be more worth than the other. There were some people in PF that supported PF that died. Equally, there are some people in UPND that supported UPND that died. The all essence, the all basic understanding of change is to ensure that we got united. We move whatever happened, we put that behind us and we moved forward as one, united, together. But no, have we done that? Some have moved on, but President Hakainde Hichilema is still living in the past. But the kind of past that is living in is a selective past. A past where he talks of himself as the victim and not a player who also contributed to whatever that happened in our country. Me, I always say, I don't segregate. I say, Lungu and President HH, they're both to blame with the way the country is now. Both of them. I don't say, because you know what? Lungu was a president. But HH, he was the biggest opposition leader. And whichever you look at it, both the ruling party and the opposition party are the role to play in the violence. Because what happens, you are here, you people that are watching me, some will see me as an inspiration. Others will see me as a person that's it is fine. But there are also some part they will always be to say, chair, Queen Cobra. This is the truth. Queen Cobra. But then, if I'm a leader, for example, and I have such people that think of me as an inspiration, and I start enticing them to say, Mwamonechi, do you know what happens with this mind? The mind starts believing that. When you speak of a thing every time, when you speak of something every time, it becomes your reality. If in the land of fishing, whatever you feed this mind, constantly, what you speak with the tongue, this tongue has got a very powerful way of doing things. So you're constantly speaking about certain things. One day it will become a reality. Fishing cave. Everyone they were like, Pano, as I, so I have to be careful. This is why you say, Balantuka, PF Slake, whatever. It's okay. I will not insult you back, because you know what? The moment I start insulting back, once if there are young people that think of me as an inspiration, as a person that, okay, maybe politics shouldn't be such a manner where you insult. Maybe politics should be a way of, changing ideas, ideologies, agendas, and things like that. They'll lose it. They'll lose out. Right now, there are young people that are looking at me saying, you know what? I can actually make a Facebook page grow using my brain, using my mind, and not twerking, and not undressing, and not taking out to show my boobs, to show my ass. They're young people. And for me, that is an achievement. If women, young girls can do that, it is an achievement. Because if I wanted, I could also twerk. I could also train. I could also show you guys my boobs. But I don't want to do that. Because there's a way to live than taking out my boobs. You understand? So, whatever I do here is vital, especially in a young girl. Same applies to a leader of a country. Remember, Ruto was like, we will respect our former president. He's influencing the people that voted for him to respect the former president. Because you know what? He's a leader. But when you have a leader like President Hakainde Hichilema, who's still hurting, is not healed, is not moved past whatever, I don't know what Lungu did to, I don't know, I have no idea, because it's scary. You can see on his face when he's speaking. You can say it. You can feel it. And that's what, that is what is scary. So let me play this video, and then we'll continue to talk about it.
Ahead. That bullet was
a disturbing video. For me, it is a disturbing video. And I feel like, this is why I say I'm scared. Listen, look at this.
We had a police permit, and a bullet was put at the back of her head. That bullet was meant for me. So when Mutualela and that they were up, what does he think I am? What does he think you are? What does he think the children of Joseph Kaunda, Lawrence Banda, Mapenzi Chiburo, Gracia Matapa, what does he think about those women who were thrown in a cell together with me? Must not misunderstand each other in this country. We must not misunderstand each other in this country. We must not abuse each other in this country. Nekutika. All the time I'm listening, I said, these people. We say, pusha. Number pusha mulandu. They pusha. How can one aspire to come back and start killing more young people? I am protecting old girl.
Apparently, Lungu will come and start killing us if he comes back. This is what President Hakainde is saying. All my words is words. Killing young people. And that's what's worrying. That's what's scary. Because already, that's division. That's inciting. We should be talking about, how do we move? Oh, we've united. Oh, we can, we should be talking about how we are mingling together nicely. But you can see, even through his facial expression, you can see that he will never, ever, ever move on. And what's more worrying is, he thinks the young people that are more worth to be Zambians are those young people that support UPND. It's the young people he's talking to. I, for one, have got no problem with Lungu. So it is those young people that are aligned with UPND. But Zambia is 20 million people, and I think we have, I don't know, maybe even 15 young people, and the UPND only got 2.8 votes. So, where do you put the rest of Zambians at large? Where do you put the country that you're governing? Because a leader should be able, now whatever happens, to say, okay. President Hakainde Hichilema will not accept any defeat, especially if that defeat comes from PF. He will not. He will not. This is why he's saying to young people to say, I'm protecting. Protecting them from what? How many young people have died under his leadership? That young person that died with the motorcade, was that girl protected? The one where the family was given 10,000 kwacha after being hit by the presidential motorcade, was that the protection the president is talking about? That was a young person, right? This is what's scary about Zambia at the moment. Because trust me, that opportunity where we were saying President Lungu and President HH should sit down and have dialogue, it's not going to happen. It is gone. It is gone. It will not happen. Especially now that the UPND very frustrated. The UPND government are very, very frustrated. Not frustration, frustration. But life diplomatic, they are on Facebook instead of working. That's how much frustrated they are. Because you know what? Things have not gone as they thought it would go for them. This is why I was urging you by PF to say, do not engage in violence. Because the moment you do, you'll be wiped. You will be wiped. You'll be wiped. Because if you are being considered to be Zambians and people of the country, come on, we would remember those people that died. The PF supporters that died. We could be talking about them as well. If we're going to talk about the chimpanzee or whatever, Saman, whatever, let's also mention Congo as well. Let's mention all those people that died. Not just those that were in support of the UPND, but also those who are supporting PF. Because no life should be more superior than the other life. So you mean like right now, if you went head to head with violence, or to say, okay, change to violence, and you get shot, you think you'll be remembered? Or you think you'll be talked about? They will label you criminals because that's what you've been labeled. This is why when I say, give your leaders in PF some patience. Give them some patience. Don't push them. This is what I mean, because this is what they have to deal with. You can see it with your eyes. You can hear it with your ears. Don't pretend like this is not serious. This is serious. This is what is going to cause a lot of problems in our country. I remember very well, there was a guy in Congo who was saying they thought the genocide, whatever was happening in Rwanda, won't come to Congo and whatever. Right now we are hearing of war in Sudan and we think we are safe as a country. Look inside your country and see what is happening in your country and research about what causes such kind of conflicts. Somebody says she's in fact the 4th person to die in the presidential motorcade. But we don't hear about it, do we? Me, it's the first time I've heard one person. I don't even know there are others that have died. So who's protecting who? You're protecting, obviously, your supporters. But as a Republican president, you're supposed to protect every single life. This is what you swear on the Constitution. This is when you're sworn in, you swear by the Constitution to uphold every right of every citizen, to uphold every life of every citizen, not just a selected few. It is there. It is what is provided for by the Constitution. Now, I don't think this time around our Constitution is even working because people are just doing it anyhow. Okay? So this is where we are as a nation. So for now, young people, for now, parents, start focusing on what is going on in this country. And start saying, you know what? Maybe we need to start begging President Hakainde Hichilema. Maybe that's what he wants. He needs to come. Mom Tinta. I'm talking to talk to him. Let him have that heart. This is just disturbing. It is disturbing. It is worrying. It is worrying me. But I'm not a man I may be young, but I've got my own house. If my husband is acting in the manner that I feel is not right, I will go to him. Musheba Chirishan, Tata Chirishan, Ndondororene. I think that's what we need to do with President Hakainde Hichilema. He was not even winning elections has helped him. It's making it worse. Because if he was okay, if he was fine, I'm sure. This is the thing. I give my example. There are so many people that hurt me. There's so many people that say bad things about me. But I've never said a single word. Even though when I know to say they hurt me. Even though when I say, okay, I've got many secrets that I can expose. But I've kept that. You know what? Because I've healed. I've moved on. It doesn't matter. A person who's healed, a person who's moved on, they don't talk about whatever happened. They just move on with life. President Hakainde Hichilema is still living in the past. And what is worse is not seeing you know, me, I work psychologically. I can play with your psychology, so psychologically I can play with your mind. When I see something happen, I can just come up on Facebook up na chirisha chidununa reverse na adisha lewere na shana. And some people, it will play in their mind and they'll get scared to say alewere up. Kashna shami anga shafe kubongo. Mwamona. That's politics for you. You play with your mind and then you unbox the react. Unbox the overreact and I'm looking at you and I'm like, come on. Are you serious? Mwamona. But if you believe in your leadership, if you know whatever happens, you still come out victorious, you still surpass Edgar Lungu, there's no harm. There's no way you're gonna be vengeful or hateful or whatever. You don't have to respond to that as a leader. Because you know what? You trust yourself. You know where you're taking the country. No, but immediately, if you're not side, she have to wait up on Shiba. I'm a so up. In the shape of your waited up of your pain if you so up. I go and say, I'll wait it up. You will see the insults that I will get here. Because they don't want to hear that song. But when you insult me, you are making more. I will play with your mind. I will even put Don't Kubeba Revolution. I will even put Aladida or Chikonkomikad. And you go to bed frustrated. Thinking, they waited up, they waited up. No. Focus on why the Zambians voted for you. Focus on that. See, Lomben Sofa says the first one was a 7 months pregnant woman. She was a Nissan X-Trail. And this is what, see, me, some of these things I don't even know. Abantu aba background, people that can't speak. That 7 months, did she die? Lombe, tell us, did that woman die? So, people are saying, you insult us. All in all, President Hakainde Hichilema, whoever is advising, they should start now to say, listen, sir, if at a time it comes that Zambians vote you out, sir, you should be ready to accept that. They should start telling him now. Because you know what? At this rate, where we are going, UPND will lose power. We will lose power. Because your focus is on Edgar Lungu and not on how the Zambian people are struggling. Your focus is on Edgar Lungu and not whether the bag of meal has been reduced. That's your focus. Your focus is on Edgar Lungu. What is he done today? Has he jogged? Who is he jogging with? Inshkushirea. 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 Mwamonaga? So, if you're moving to Bakwalesa. Somebody says, true sister, many people died in 2021 during campaign here in Kanyama. UPND cadres killed one person. He didn't talk about it. So it's you know, there is a wound. Those people that died, it is a wound that cannot heal. So when you keep on mentioning those people, not that you shouldn't mention it, but the manner in which you mention, you are scratching that wound. It's going deeper and deeper and deeper. And when you do that, even other people in PF that lost their people, they will always also, that wound is like, oh, so be nabadia, eba more important, nga ifo abantu beso. And so mune causing a conflict. Padia, mune causing a conflict. Dechkesa bumuka. You will fail to quench this fire. You will fail to quench this fire. Ero Zambia country no we have no match than papata. Talk what if into thing in papata. But this is why it's worrying. I think people that are advising the president that papata. And Benuk's advice by president, we know please to a papata. Because now, that investors, whatever, when they see President Hakainde Hichilema talking like that, Walungu has lost power already. This is what I'm telling you. Walungu, there's nothing you can do or say that is going to hurt Walungu. But you know, when people, investors, are looking at Zambia and saying want to invest in the country, they are listening to such words and saying, is the leader stable? Is this country stable enough to invest? This is why people are scared to invest in our country, because our political environment is not conducive enough. It is not stable. Most people are leaving the country. Most investors, as we speak in Zambia, they are leaving. Balesh Tisha, I heard of one investor that sold he was doing the tuba mining, whatever, sold his equipment, said, you know what, I'm leaving Zambia. This is rubbish. This is the truth. And that person had employed Zambians. He's just seeing what is going on with my mining sector. He's like, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm going. So, which investor is going to risk his investment to come and invest in a political instability, with the instabilityness in Zambia? No one. And what is the solution? Are you a cadre or advising the president? I've told you the solution. How many times am I going to say a solution? The president should stop speaking the manner in which he needs to heal. He needs to heal. President Hakainde Hichilema needs to heal. He needs to find something in his heart somewhere. That needs to. If he can't heal, mama mtinta. Bambe nukubapapatira. Turombere niko. Ruaba piket shala. Atmayo turombere wakuritata. We are asking you to beg on our behalf to our parent here. Because ichi chalo. But president, but 60 years of age. We want, when our time has come, to leave a country that is peaceful, that is united for our children. Now and their children's children. If in them you're to our land, if you're not fuseki, it's okay. Fuseki. But when it happens, you will remember my words. You will remember. Because as things stand, the fire is slowly growing. It has already been, not that they've lit the fire, no. The fire has already been lit as we speak. There's tempers in the country. There's emotions. This is why our PF are reacting. PF, whatever. You can't go on the ground as it is right now. They will be wiped out. You won't even be remembered. Your leaders, they know what is at stake. They know. This is why even what happened in Chirawombe, they did not react. They know, they can see. So I believe the PF leadership, I think they are experienced enough to understand and know what they are dealing with. So when I come here pleading with you, Mwama supporters of PF, to say, you know what, give them a chance. You know what, take an in. It is because of such kind of things. If you have a leader, a president uttering such words, what do you think the supporters are going to say or react or do? If they see their leader in whom they well praise, they even pray to President Hakainde. Some of them, like the way I said here, is their inspiration, and they see him like that, and I come out the way I come out to criticize him. What do you think is going to be done to me? What do you think? Let's be serious. Let's be truthful. The way President Hakainde Hichilema is coming out to his supporters, and the way I come out criticizing him, I come out like this because it's my democratic right. And I don't insult. I just say things as they are. I analyze issues. But because President Hakainde Hichilema, they see their leader. They see him and say, you know what, our leader is hurting. Maybe she's the one who's causing him to hurt. So what should we do to her? This is the truth. This is what happens. We as a people, for 58, 59 years independence, we've enjoyed the peace. We've never been at war. Never. We've had conflicts. But you move past that. You find ways to amend and move past that. Sydney says power is in the hands of Zambians, not in the hands of the current president or former president. So it is the Zambians to decide whom to vote for. Let's encourage the current president to deliver their promises so that they hold into power. But if they fail, the boss is now ours to choose our next leader. It is. But to what end? Because what if the leader that's there doesn't abide by the laws, by the rules of the game? What happened then? What happened? What happens? So what we need at the moment is to plead with this man to say, Tata, wesheni mo mutima. Hakainde wes tata, wesheni mo mutima. Ukomule tuaro mutima. And the people that were clapping and papata, you are leading the president astray. You are really leading him astray. Inene ni panope ne ode bashita kritisa. Ne wa bebe chinka ni nebo. Ne wa bebe fintu fya kobati. Tata wesheni mo mutima ni nebo. Me, I even have a heart for him because you know what? I've spoken to him. If he's watching me and he understands what I'm talking about, he knows. Na inena abasungirira ko bumi ba president. If inalanda pano na asungirira obumwa no timomwe bachira tota. He said, hey, imon mo bakarukurukufi. Bonse mwe bachitota mo bakarukurukufi. Because umuntu kubomche chiparakaza. Why should you clap for such? Why? Ina panonde balomba. Batata Hakainde wesheni mo mutima tata. Wesheni mo mutima mwe bantu bakwalesa wesheni mo mutima. Chalo fiechi. Lifupa kukorokota kofe wachisha. Ichalo lifupa bakorokota kofe wachisha. Nomba tukashira bani. Tukashira bani tate chalo echinga chaba panani kane pa muliro tukashira bani abana bakukula. You are our leader. We come here, yes, we criticize you so that you do better, so that you fulfill your promises. Tatuai katirira chingo kwa kaba because we chose you, Mr. President. No, they are just leading you astray. They are just leading you astray. A leader is not supposed to utter such utterances. He's not. Even the people that are watching, kuma Brussels kuroko mwaleya, konso kuma Washington DC, kuisoko miya konse, they are watching you speak like that. And they are saying to themselves, is he serious? And this is the truth. They can, you know, like but they've got their own agenda. Sir, you are a black man. You are a black man, a Zambian. Protect your people. And your people is not just UPND. Your people is Zambians. Zambians, every Zambian is your people. Even if they didn't vote for you, even if they belong to PF, socialists, whatever. Tata bwesheni mo mutima. Ukoko muleyoko mwashoka bwereni awaba leto denia kwati imana abantu akobati nawo mona ulewira mu chilindi. They are still clapping. Wapona mu chilindi bamba no kushika. They are still clapping until you are buried. Those are the people that were clapping. That as a leader, you don't talk like that. You don't talk like that, sir. With all due respect, sir. You don't talk like that. Whatever Lungu has done to you, please. Tuabarombera oke Lungu. Ture tulipanga sa. Shame. Tuaromba verere niko. Whatever Lungu has done to you, verere niko. Fue barombera nomba ni fue. Because you know what? We love Zambia. And Zambia should be beyond whatever you two feel for each other. It is beyond whatever you have for each other. So if you want to acquire this, let me go. Nat naturombereko. Imbi kuri ifanga tuaromba ko bara unfuako. But let me not just beg Hakainde, let me beg Lungu too. Because I know sometimes when you're pushed, you can still say, okay, they came to feed the Munsenga. So, President Lungu, please. Twami papa tremo. We know mwa kwata. Beni now. Lekeni le sami katirire. Because I know you can decide to say, you know what, let me show him. Because I know you still got influence. I know. And I'm more scared of people that are quiet. Gabade musonkola, you are quiet. Gabade musonkola, that is but you want T9 because when they explode, barracks they explode. People that pile up, ulemuchite chindu atsungira. Ulemuchite sundu atsungira. Ulemuchite deba kesa bumuka, bara bumuka. Mama. So it's not like Balung fiance for Balanda, it doesn't hurt him. It hurts him. He's a human being. But he's just got that heart. Icharo abana tukabashiresh. Mama. So if you're nacha for kulandako. So I would like to commend President Lungu of how he's handled all this 1 year, 7 months, because I know it's been hectic. And if you wanted, I'm telling you the truth. If he wanted, so kuf pasanga, okay, na ina wini cash to feed the Munsenga bonse 50-50. Oh, mwa peka la Zambia imo. Eh? Zambia, you've got a person that has a heart. Because they are kesa punda, but you know what? Sent fidi de Munsenga. Nishipa fita no fita. Nishipa fita ne ole mewaneo. And democracy is, if it allows Lungu to come back, he has to come back. There's nothing you can do about it. Law should be followed. No, okay, Kalapesa. If Zambians want Lungu back, they'll bring him back. If they don't want, they won't bring him back. So what I say here or play the music, it shouldn't matter. Okay? That's one your diplomat. What he was playing, it doesn't affect it by PF. So it shouldn't affect you. Why does you? Every time one shall do not reverse, every day we don't know if it's gonna happen or not. But it's just songs. Yeah? If you want to sing PF, sing those songs, it's fine. But it shouldn't shake you. Come on. Fix the economy. Cause time is there. The more you lungu, the more time is there. Yeah? And the more reality is hitting you say, can't lungu at the plan. Because you're not even halfway where he is. So if you want to have a good night. God bless you. I hope you've made sense out of my nonsense. I know some people say I speak nonsense. That's fine. It is your democratic right. It is your opinion. I take no offense. But, this is my platform. Okay? I speak as I see things. And I respect your opinion. You should respect mine. Shimitukana wafyashi, whatever, and shitukana. Narikana sana kutukana. Narikana. So anyway, let's pale. Mulale umtende. And God bless you. Good night.